Northeast Albuquerque homeowner Xeriscaped his yard, but now he faces a lawsuit as a result.
Keely Chalmers takes a look at xeriscaping this morning.
This is John Day's front yard. As you can see, it is mostly rocks. So what's the big deal? Well, his neighborhood doesn't allow yards that look like this. So as you can imagine, Mr. Day is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Last summer, John Day decided to re-landscape his front yard. He took out the grass and replaced it with rocks, flowers, and plants. He did it because he thought it looked nice and because
I wanted to conserve water. And my water bill's been cut by 2/3 since I did this project.
But then shortly after finishing the multi-thousand-dollar project, he received a letter.
The letter said, Mr. Day, you have till Thanksgiving to change your yard back to comply with the covenants.
You see, the neighborhood Day lives in has covenants, or rules, one of which says that 60% of all front yards must be grass. Day has 0% after xeriscaping. He says he was unaware of any covenant and refused to put back the grass.
I get a letter in February now that from a lawyer, from our neighbors here, that said they were going to sue me if I didn't change it back.
5 homeowners in the neighborhood filed the complaint. They didn't want to be interviewed because the case is still pending, but their lawyer did point out that all residents know the rules when they move in. Rules Day says are ridiculous. He says he'll never comply, but he knows he'll be facing a rocky road ahead. John says after he got the lawsuit, he did a little investigating himself and discovered that a number of yards in his neighborhood do not comply with the covenants. He says actually a couple of those yards belong to the people that are suing him. In Northeast Albuquerque, Keely Chalmers, KOAT Action 7 News, live this morning.
John Day, followed by Elaine Hebart.
Thank you for this chance to speak. I'm the rebel of coaching the states. Everybody knows that from here. Anyway, I brought a copy of our covenants from coaching the states. And contrary to what's been stated before, there are covenants that state you can't have more than 60%, or you have to have at least 60% grass at 10 hours in the front and side yards. Joe Mock wrote these covenants in 1993 without any input from a resident in Coachman Estates. He wrote them so that we cannot change them. He wrote them without a provision for any change. And believe me, I'm not an attorney, but I guarantee each one of you in this room, including the attorneys sitting here and the ones back here, nobody has researched this situation in the last 2 years more than I have. I went to our representative, Councilor Loy, when I was sued for xeriscaping my yard because being the old country boy from Tennessee that I am.
Sir, if you'd address us up here, please.
I'm sorry. I didn't know we had covenants. I'd never owned a home in a subdivision. I owned it out there in the country with the cows. I wasn't given a copy, which is against state law. I got a certified letter after I put the last rock in, and a few months later I was sued. Still can't change the covenants. But I want this ordinance passed because if you attorneys look at Montoya versus Barreras, the Supreme Court allowed a change because of this same situation. It will pass, I'll guarantee you, and it'll go to the Supreme Court and it will pass, and they will nullify every covenant in this state that disallows xeriscaping. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, councilors? Thank you, sir. Of 011 signify by saying yes. Yes. All opposed say no. And that passes on a 6-3 vote.
And so I'm just
John Day couldn't be more pleased with city councilors.
I'm just overwhelmed and happy that this 0411 passed tonight so I can leave my yard xeriscaped